moral with me, said Renato, and he realized he meant just like that. She demanded, I will. So she kissed him. And it was the best kiss he'd ever had. They held the Farfarer. Renato felt light-hearted, like the winds that were playing the rigging like a balalaika. But Lapino, I need to get back to Lapino. He could have been captured. A prisoner. He's not. How'd you know? He saw something in her eyes he didn't understand. He fell, didn't he? Into the abyss. She looked away. Wouldn't answer. But then a bolt smashed through the Farfarer's keel. The broken ship plummeted out of the clouds. Renato picked himself off the deck. They were alive. We have to get to my private ship, she said. Do you trust me? I guess I must, he said. You go on ahead. Clear the path, she said.
So I just lost Lapino because I decided to try and be
nice. He wanted to say that he didn't trust her. That he had no idea what he was getting into. He had no choice, did he? He was following his heart. That's what it means to be a hero. You had to follow your heart.
I don't have the sword, so...
Renato knew the raw power he had gained could be molded into greatness.
Do I not have the shot? Yeah, I do. Okay.
Renato felt a little bad stealing crafting materials from chests. He preferred to rob them from people at sword point. Wondered if he could learn to cook this way. Probably not.
Is that a boss? Oh god, what is this? Oh, okay, it just didn't load in properly. Okay.
Renato hoped his mother wasn't watching. Hey, who do I have to kill to get a drink around here? You? Okay. to put a railing on this thing, he thought. Paused to catch their breath. It was strange to be so close to her. "What are you thinking?" he asked. "I'm trying very hard not to think." "Me too," he said. Up ahead, he could see the thin silver of Zenobia's personal ship. It looked fast. They would leave all this behind. He wished there were more pylons he could use the hook on. Really needed to construct additional pylons. As they reached her ship, Renato suddenly felt a sharp pain in his stomach.
The rabbit was the murderer.
He was surprised to see a crossbow bolt sticking out of it. "I was going to lead the Empire to our secret base," said Lapino. "But no, you had to screw up my plan because you still got a thing for her." Renato stared at Zenobia. The kiss. Was it real? She said, with a look of indescribable sorrow. She gestured and said an arcane word, and Lapino went flying into the abyss, screaming, "I'm telling your father!" Then she knelt down to cradle his head, and her paws felt very soft and warm. Okay, that was weird. He could have
What the
sworn
fuck?
he just died. Instead, he was on the Farfarer, sailing away from Ubar. And it was still burning. He'd fled burning Ubar years ago, hadn't he? And now he was back there. Had all those years fighting the Empire been nothing but a vision into the future? A useful vision if it was true. He'd learned something. Lapino was a traitor. Renato had suspected there was something wrong with the Mad Rabbit. But now he knew there was malice behind his goofiness.
What the fuck? Wait, you're supposed to... There's 23 endings?
He'd made bad choices. But now, when the real battle came, he wouldn't make those choices. He wouldn't make the same mistake twice. The book's pages began to flip backwards, towards the beginning. And he realized that his adventure was just beginning. The clouds parted over the Isles of Boreas. It was time to choose. The rebellion was in trouble. Ravens were scouting for the secret rebel base. They needed a game changer. Pieces of the Sky Ripper had surfaced. Or so a scholar in the mountains had told him. Surely the weapon that banished the lost gods could defeat the Emperor. Also, a temple had risen out of empty desert. The Emperor had brought the Sky Ripper pieces up out of ancient burial by his obscene rituals. Could this be where the Iblis stone was hidden? Someone better get it before he does, thought Renato. And also, his old friend Lapino needed rescuing.
So now there's 3 choices?
Renato had a pretty strong suspicion that Lapino had betrayed the rebellion. But could Renato really leave an old friend to the Ravens?
He found out before. So here's what I'm gonna do this one.
Every child knew about the Sky Ripper. The Transcendent Emperor had buried its pieces. What could have brought them to light? This Emperor, Isengrim III, had once been kind, but he'd gone mad. And now he was conducting secret, obscene rituals to bring back the lost gods. Had he, somehow, summoned the long-lost components of the legendary weapon out of the deep places of the Earth? It was more than Renato could fathom. But if he could find a legendary weapon, he would use it. As he set foot on the island, Renato couldn't help feeling a bit curious. Was Lapino still waiting to be rescued? No. He was probably drinking champagne with the ravens. Did ravens drink champagne? Did rabbits? Renato felt oddly thirsty, come to think of it. Why had he chosen the Sky Ripper? Renato never made plans that required constant vigilance. He was a hero. He didn't think too much. He just went with his gut and hoped it all worked out. The Sky Ripper was a long shot. He'd have to devote himself to it. No side journeys, no rescuing old friends. That was against his nature. Could he stick with it?
Yep. This time he will.
Hoped his hook didn't break.
What am I supposed to do with it? I don't... I was not expecting to get like this.
A lever? That was new. Most people still use doorknobs.
They don't need a void sword.
The people who had built this castle, did they even know what monstrous weapon lay hidden within their walls? The Sky Ripper could destroy anything it touched, or so the legend said. As the Transcendent Emperor had fought the Lost Gods, thousands of thousands had died. But Renato had been through wars. The only merciful war was a short one. Swell. He'd always wanted to do that.
Overwhelmed because I was trying to do something. Alright. I thought I bought the skill, but it turned out there it is. You don't need that. Thick fog, the most well-known tales that the Transcendent Emperor is used to banish Iblis, and the TF, the weapon, the Sky Ripper and Iblis have deeper connection. The rituals will summon the empty stone. We should worry that they will also cause Sky Ripper. If that is the case, I can spare no resources fine.
You blinked. Over here.
Thank you, killers. What is this puzzle?
this chest, there were woodcuts of amazingly beautiful vixens wearing no clothes at all. And something more useful.
Okay.
What was the point of this gate? Did they think no one would notice the lever? There it was. Skyripper's armature. The stuff that dreams are made of. Engineers' dreams, anyway. The device was intricate. No one alive had the skill to make a thing like it. How was it part of a weapon at all? He'd have to ask a scientist. But first, he'd get the second piece. Skyripper had a heart. A core that had come to rest on the next island. Well, there was another island he could reach. Zenobia had just invaded it with her father's Raven battalions. She must be encamped there still. But fighting Zenobia now, that made no sense at all. He'd already sacrificed one friend to get this armature, was it? He didn't need to hurry to face her. She would find him.
Just invaded, didn't know why, but he felt the urge to go see it.
It was a no-brainer. He'd sacrificed his old friend Lapino to get the armature. And the armature was useless by itself, only a series of coils and wheels. War demanded sacrifices.
Jesus.
And he would make more before the end. He would have to choose the greatest good no matter how much it cost him. Zenobia. Well, he would see her sooner or later, across a battlefield or a sword's point before all this was over. He was sure of that. The power was in the core. Obviously, he had to get the core. Doubt sunk in before he was even out of sight of the Farfarer. Why had he chosen the Skyripper? It was the sort of path he'd always avoided. The path of responsibility, of seriousness. Had he grown up? He didn't feel grown up. He'd made this decision from his gut, like he always did. Somehow, he'd impulsively decided to stop being impulsive. Did that make any sense? I wonder what I could make with all these sword crafting materials, thought Renato.
Wow. Off the beaten path.
There was a cat in this one, and something useful.
Well, okay. Jump down. Wait, so I jumped down a well into even more nature?
There was something sour in the air. Like the earth had ruptured over something that had been fermenting for a very long time.
I just see these materials.
And this is why heroes are called dashing, Renato thought. See? Dashing? Get it?
Oh, I thought we were going to the bad side.
There were fewer and fewer trees. There were only these huge crystalline growths. Had those been here before? He no longer heard birds except for the feverish cawing of the ravens when they attacked. He couldn't smell the small animals of the forest. The mice and rabbits. Where had they gone? And he was getting hungry too. This was an unhealthy place to be.
I mean, you know, when you're looking for something called the Sky River.
Good. I need a new rug for me nest, said the lead raven. The 20-sided core made him feel physically sick.
20-sided core.
Once he had sneaked into a temple of the dark arts, and he hadn't liked what he smelt and saw there. This felt like that. As quick as he could, he wrangled the icosahedron into the armature. The wheels began to spin, then glow. The sick feeling quickly spun away. Now he only felt sad. He had lost good friends for this war apparatus. Maybe Lapino wasn't such a good friend. Yeah, that made him feel better. He carried his prize back to the Farfarer. Now, he had to make his next move. There was a key Imperial outpost on the Nexus. If this really was some sort of super weapon, he could use it to wreak havoc on the enemy. And if it wasn't,
he doesn't even know how to do it. If they use
better
it.
to know that before the final battle. But maybe he should show it to some scientists first. There was an observatory on the Nexus. Maybe he should go there before he fired it.
Fuck it.
Of course. If you've just assembled a weapon out of legend that can exile gods from the world, you'd want to have a scientist or two look at it. And even if they disagreed and he had time, he could ask Calaveras himself. Yes, the observatory would be his objective. Why had the parts of the Sky Ripper only surfaced now? Thousands of years after the Transcendent Emperor had dismantled it. The mad Emperor Isengrim had performed terrible, bloodthirsty rituals to invoke the lost gods. Was that why these ancient artifacts were rising out of the ground? How perfect, then, that the Sky Ripper would reappear to be his destruction. You shall not pass!
Where's that sword, like, workshop?
Legendary weapon was exactly what the rebellion needed. They were outnumbered. The once kind emperor had become a tyrant. But his ravens stayed loyal, for he fed them his victims, and the other animals were too frightened to rebel. Renato shuddered at what the emperor was trying to do. To bring back the lost gods, the Black Harvest, the Black Sun? No. He would stop that toad, no matter what the risk. Ooh, Renato loved to improve his gear. The Nexus Observatory had the Empire's most renowned scientists, working by themselves without interference. At least,
there it is.
So far.
The Winter Hose. Winter Thorn. I'm just gonna wait for the Void Blade, the Wind Essence, honestly.
Imagine if you built a house on one of these things. Oh, that would be amazing. It would be like having a boat.
Oh.
Oh, hey. Some people were just liable to explode if you upset them.
Well then.
Coming back to him. He wondered what he'd remember next.
Got him. I had like no health. We'll have less health. Is that a giant eye? I don't know if it's a real eye, mind you, but...
Renato was thrilled. The scientists seemed to think he'd put the Sky Ripper together right. But one toad was worried.
Yeah, the Sky Ripper could tear a hole in existence itself. There are invisible strings that tie the universe together. If the Sky Ripper cut one, the hole would widen and widen until our whole existence fell into it.
Another toad sighed. Irving still believes in string theory.
At least go see Calaveras.
Yeah, said the worried toad.
He knows more than anyone else has forgotten about the Transcendent Emperor.
If anyone could tell him how to use this weapon safely, it would be Calaveras. It was he who had told Renato how to find it in the first place.
Well, then I might as well.
Maybe he had to give up on using it as a weapon. Maybe he had to go to the secret rebel base and ask the generals there what he could do with a weapon that he dared not use.
I'm not gonna do that. Because if I know one thing, then they're probably like, just fucking do it. And I don't need that in my life. Just fucking do it.
Well, he should have known he'd have to consult Calaveras again. The scientists at the observatory were smart enough. But what did they know of the Transcendent Emperor? He hoped it wouldn't delay him too long. The rebels had scheduled the final battle soon. Every day they delayed risked the exposure of the secret base. And some soldiers were already drifting back to their homes and families. Calaveras would fix the Sky Ripper for him. And then he would win the final battle. Maybe it was the cold. But after a few steps, Renado's optimism started to slump. What if Calaveras couldn't help? Did Renato dare use the Sky Ripper? Oh, he hated that he had chosen this path. It was so much simpler to rescue friends and attack enemies, even if some of those friends were more trouble than his enemies. Some of those enemies had been friends before and might be lovers after. Okay, it wasn't all that much simpler, no. Physics made his brain hurt. That, at least, he was sure of. He was sort of yanking his own chain, wasn't he? This would be the perfect place for a tic-tac-toe board. He tried to focus on the now. The ravens who seemed everywhere all the time. Where did they hatch from? Were there giant raven hatcheries somewhere, or did they have families? Ooh, he didn't want to think about raven mummies raising their darling raven chicks. Yeah, Calaveras would. He would make Renato feel better about using the Sky Ripper. And then Renato wouldn't have to worry about ravens ever again. Couldn't they have put in an elevator? Or a giant eagle? Or something?
Who wished? Jesus Christ. Wind essence, wind essence, wind essence. Yes. Now I can make the blood blade. Finally. What? Oh, right, I came from here. Okay. Now I just need that crafting thing again. Wait, what am I? Oh, wait, no, I need an ice one for
that. As for the gate, well, he could take her or leave her. Sorry. Renato had been focusing all his
I
energies
didn't get
on
it
the
first,
Sky
but...
He'd be out of options. He would have to assault the Imperial fleet empty-handed.
I mean, I could just use it.
Yeah, so, according to my calculations, each time you fire, I'm afraid there's a 1 in 128 chance you'll destroy the universe. That's pretty good odds.
That's fine.
That's like rolling, what, 21 dice and they all come up 6. What are the odds of that? What? No! It's more like 2.716s in a row. Anyway, with those odds, it won't happen if I use it just once. What? No. That's so not right. Each time you use it... Okay, look. Just don't use it, ever. At all,
I'm gonna use it.
All right, I guess.
As he sailed away from the mountains, Renato could see clouds darkening. Rain?
Just don't use it.
No. Ships. Imperial ships, swarming thick as bees.
This was it. The big battle. They could not afford to lose this one. What if it did not go well? What if he had to use the Sky Ripper? Could he gamble the universe? On the other hand, what were the odds of rolling 21 6s in a row?
Oh god. What is this? Maybe. It's like... What are the odds of rolling 21 6s in a row? Nigh impossible, but... I don't know, I mean, I'm pretty sure it's scripted to, like, once you use it, that's it. Like, well, the universe gone. Bye-bye.
The battle
But
was
I honestly
not going
don't know.
spectacularly well. What had the rebels been thinking? They'd been thinking he would bring the Sky Ripper, or the Iblis Stone, or that he'd sideline Zenobia somehow, or turn her. Couldn't he use the Sky Ripper just once? After all, if chances were 1 in 128, that meant he'd for sure be okay the first time. They'd get worse each time he used it, but the first time would be okay, right? He wasn't sure that it was right. So he didn't fire the Sky Ripper. He just brought it along, in case.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm firing this thing.
Ooh, what's there?
Ooh, gem. Damn it. Okay, I'll wait for the next one.
What were these poles exactly? Parking meters from the time of the lost gods? Someone had told him the odds didn't change just because he'd had a streak of good luck. His gut told him that was wrong, though. And he always listened to his gut. On the other hand, 128 chances to win. But one of them would destroy the universe. That seemed a bit serious. Maybe he could defeat the Emperor without firing the Sky Ripper. Maybe he could bluff, but with a real weapon. Like in cards, when you had 3 knaves, but you pretended you had a fizz-bin. That could work.
Imagine getting a horse up in one of these things. It would be cursing a blue streak.
Level up. It's probably giving one of them shields if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Set up the Sky Ripper and let it warm up.
It's like a small Death Star.
Zenobia came out.
Jesus
flanked
Christ.
by a very daunting platoon of ravens. You won't actually use that, she said in that annoying, I know everything because I'm a cat and you know nothing because you're just a fox voice she had. Or I know the odds. Good. Because there's a real chance you could destroy the universe. No, not the first time I use it. The odds are too low.
Oh my god, this guy.
No? Yeah, sure. The first time, the odds are practically nothing. They only go up if I use it a bunch more times. No, but that's not how odds work.
Right.
Didn't you pay attention in class? Now surrender, or I'll use it. Just once, he said. Don't. He felt sure the odds were with him.
Oh my
He had to go with his gut.
god.
That's what heroes do. Fire, he said. Please? The Sky Ripper fired. With a tremendous whoosh, the Emperor's flagship went up in flames. It was awesome. Then
Jesus
he
Christ.
noticed there was a hole in the air. A blackness, like a tear in a parchment. Wind was blowing into it, widening it. It grew larger, and even larger.
Oh, there you go.
Crates fell upwards into it, and the world itself seemed bent, like the reflection on a curved mirror, as it poured into the ravenous hole. Ah, 1 in 128. What are the odds? Thought Reynardo. And then everything fell into the hole and was gone. Reynardo stared at the book. He was still alive. Again. And still only flying away from burning Ubar. Had he lived that adventure? Or only dreamt it?
The
Had he
Sky
really
Ripper's Guide
died?
to the Galaxy.
It felt so real, not like a dream at all. And he'd lost again. Oh, he hated that. But he had made different choices. And he'd lost in a different way. It was the book, wasn't it? Oracles showed you your destiny. But this was showing him different ways he could die miserably. Thanks a bunch, book, he thought. But these were destinies that he did not have to fulfill. But he'd learn another true thing. The core was powerful, but dangerous if used improperly. That meant there must be a destiny where he survived and won, right? Otherwise, what was the point? And with that, the book's pages fluttered back once more to the beginning, and the clouds parted over the Isles of Boreas.
I'm gonna use the
It
stone.
was time to choose. The rebellion was in trouble. Ravens were scouting for the secret rebel base. They needed a game changer. Pieces of the Sky Ripper had surfaced. Bernardo knew that using it could go catastrophically wrong, but he was sure he could figure out how to use it safely. Also, a temple had risen out of empty desert. The Emperor had brought the Sky Ripper pieces up out of ancient burial by his obscene rituals. Could this be where the Iblis stone was hidden? Someone better get it before he does, thought Renato. And also, his old friend Lupino needed rescuing. Of course, Renato had a pretty strong suspicion that Lupino had betrayed the rebellion. But could Renato really leave an old friend to the Ravens?
I'm gonna take the Iblis.
The island was windswept desert. No one went there except ostriches and ostrich hunters. The Iblis stone. It sounded ominous. It sounded powerful. If the Emperor was searching for it, it must be dangerous. And so, Bernardo went ostrich hunting. Every child could sing verses about the Sky Ripper, but ancient codices held hints of other things. A stone that ate souls, a ruby that drank blood, a jewel only a righteous man could give away. Were all these things the Iblis stone? Long hidden in a buried temple, another ancient item that was only resurfacing now, drawn up from the deeps by the Emperor's horrific rituals?
Could eat souls.
He had all the ingredients for a pretty nifty sword.
I strongly feel that the sword is eat one.
The air here tasted bitter. The steps were too tall for a person. The entire place felt restless, like it had been vexed to nightmare under the dust, waiting for its hour to come around at last. Chill out. Ravens were already here, cawing in frustration. They were still searching for a way in. Good. And he hadn't come too late. Bernardo felt a little better.
Really stressed. That's me off right there. Super good.
get all these bloodstains out of his tunic.
They have been chosen in the critical mission for the ability to follow orders with the letter without question. Wow. Then if you score intelligence, it will prove that you are better revered and follow the instructions to the letter. I don't look for enemies on the wall. Do not lose the hermetic box. It's a box. If you hear a voice in your head, ignore it when the symbol is called. Obviously. You just don't tell dedicated to old evil god. You know the voice in your head. Remember, ghosts cannot hurt you, but they will try to confuse you. When you hear a voice, take me drowsy. No. If you meet another soldier with the stone and is not immediately spray them with drowsy. Find the stone and put it in the box.
Once, he found a Superman issue #1 in mint condition in a jar he'd broken. He planned to keep breaking things until he had the whole series.
Nice to know that I don't need the hero sword. I can get a sword, period.
Okay, this is yours, said Renato. But he couldn't hear his enemy's answer. Within your aerobics craze. Am I right?
I'm still trying to figure out if it's just one voice actor or like a lot of voice actors. More than one. I'm still trying to figure that out. How do I even get over there? Oh, I didn't see it.
If he ever had a castle, he was going to hide his stuff better. Every day he was getting better and better.
This is just backtracking. What is that?
He really wasn't making a dent in those shields. The Ravens, at least, could not get past this point. Obviously, the temple builders knew how to deal with tomb raiders.
I want to think that
He wasn't that good. Yet.
Like, it's not a long game. You can finish it in like under half an hour. But the premise of the game is that you're supposed to finish it multiple times. How would I either?
He'd once met a pirate captain who used hooks to get around his ship. What was his name again? It was a stone of the purest blackness. It reflected no light, like a void made solid. Nervous, he picked it up.
Wow, I feel like I'm
Who
talking
said
to
that?
Sauron.
It was the stone. Eager, thirsty.
Oh. What is
That
this, Sauron?
seemed tempting and terribly wrong. Zenobia was the Emperor's greatest general and a potent witch. But they had been close once, and Renato wasn't sure he really wanted to be Emperor. Why not capture the Eye Ripper instead? It was the eye of a lost god, torn out by the transcendent Emperor to power his greatest weapon.
Music.
To the core, said the stone anxiously.
So now instead of Lupino, I have to choose. Oh, that's cool, because now it's, this game. Even without the armature, blood and death.
Why was he listening to a talking rock? But the rock had a point. If the stone could truly turn him into a powerful warrior, he could defeat the Emperor with the very weapon the wicked old Toad had sought for himself. To be a hero, you had to sacrifice old friends sometimes. Especially when they've become enemies.
Jesus Christ, this is dark.
As he placed the impossibly black crystal in his gauntlet, Renato had a sudden vision. Charred fields covered in dead ravens below a black sun. Was it the time of the lost gods before the transcendent Emperor? Was it the future? Feed souls, it whispered. Take the power. He could feel the stone's hunger for souls, its thirst for blood. All right, I get it. This was going to be interesting.
Oh god, this is, I don't know, you would think this is a kid's game, but then it's like, hey, I want you to kill people. Like, what is a kid's game nowadays, honestly?
Long live the Emperor! Called the ravens.
Hope there isn't evermore. I don't got nothing that away. This way.
This was the nice part of town, but the ravens had been through here. They like to take shiny things home to their nests.
Is that a Dark Souls reference?
Those sheaves were really very well made, weren't they?
I'm trying.
The ravens on Zenobia's island were no match for Reynardo. They screamed as the stones sucked out their souls.
Jesus
And with
Christ.
each death, he felt stronger.
Is that what I meant?
Take the power. The stone told him.
Jesus.
A crafting bench. Reynardo wondered what he could make with it.
A fire sword. Keyblade? Is that what you're trying to reference here?
That was always a rush.
Treasure hunter. I went into it by accident, but you know, shit happens. So I come here to kill the waifu.
He couldn't do worse with Zenobia than he'd done with the core, could he?
Oh wait, because I remember when I came in with Lapino, I could go through there and I didn't have to jump down here.
Reynardo, smash!
Where did I even go to? Oh. Okay. Skip ahead.
Zenobia was waiting for Reynardo. She was alone, confident as always. Fire danced at the tips of her claws. Are you here to surrender? She seemed as cocksure as he felt. But she didn't know he had the stone. And I've missed you too, love. He chuckled. She spotted the stone and bolted without another word.
Need that void sword. That looks like a katana. Wrong sword. Okay, whatever.
Kill the fox! Called the ravens. At least they're original. Finally, Renato caught up to her. He had never seen her scared before.
Jesus
At
Christ,
school,
this is
she'd been the
dark.
determined, brave one. Now her eyes were wide, frightened. He didn't like seeing her this way. Kill her, whispered the stone.
Jesus Christ.
You cannot win your rebellion without it. Please. No, said Zenobia. Not that way. Oh, they had been so close once. Could he really feed her soul to his demonic gem? But if he spared her, he would not get the full power of the stone. Oh, how could
This
he
is a
be the
dark
hero he
path
wanted to
I'm
be?
going down. Okay. This is a dark path I'm going
Flick of his
down.
wrist,
Jesus
he
Christ.
slashed Zenobia's throat.
The music
Her
just
eyes
got super crazy.
widened even more. And then the light went out of them. Renato felt amazing. Power was rushing into him like water from a burst dam. Oh, such brilliance, exulted the Iblis stone. Tasty. Renato returns to the Farfarer and set a course for the Nexus. The Empire had a communication outpost there. He could call the Emperor directly. It was time to seize the outpost and let the Emperor know what he had
The
done.
dark path of leading Ronaldo down. I don't like, I mean, this is definitely a different way of going through with it. Not gonna lie.
The
Brilliant.
Nexus was beautiful. He'd never realized how beautiful. Everything glowed. The wind was so sweet. The sun so soft. The stones so warm. The black raven feathers. Black feathers. Suddenly, his eyes are filled with them. He's falling through smoke, under a dead sun. A voice calls him home. Is this a vision? Whose? Is this the time of the lost gods? Or the future? No matter. What mattered now
Oh,
was
Jesus.
killing his way to the Imperial outpost and challenging the Emperor from there. It's Optic story time. Caught the lead raven. Now we'll never find out how it ended. Up ahead was Lupino. What was he doing here? Bernardo! Hey, buddy! Hey there, old buddy! Please don't kill me! Why would I kill you? Asked Bernardo, although he had been thinking about it. Well, you've become...
Kind of evil.
No, I mean, no disrespect at all here. Kind of evil? Maybe you should, I don't know, go to the mountains to have a think.
Cool.
See if maybe you're sure the stone is not all that healthy a thing to keep. I suppose you wanted, Renato said, and poked Lepino in the chest for emphasis. Oh,
Oh,
and
that
he just
he
killed
just
Lepino.
killed him.
Damn it.
Jesus Christ.
Renato wondered what he could make with all this ore and essence.
Why did he just kill him?
Right. Probably a sword.
He was like poking him and then he fucking stabbed him. Why? You just killed him super hard.
Renato rampaged to the Imperial outpost like a water buffalo rampaging. At the last moment, he remembered not to kill the Farspeaker Toad. After all, he wanted a word with the Emperor. But there was only silence. The Emperor was scared, like little girl. Well, he would gather the rebel army and slaughter the Imperial fleet. Yes! Applauded the Iblistone. Tremendous. Then the Emperor would have to answer his Farspeaker, wouldn't he? Who are you? Asked a distant voice that sounded uncomfortably like Zenobia. What have you become? The mountains. Go to the mountains, urged another that sounded a bit like Lapino.
Fuck that.
Renato called the rebel council to let them know to gather their forces. Then he killed the Farspeaker Toad. Why? Oh, because to make sure his sword was sharp. Oh no, that's awful. So no one else could use it. Yes, that's it. Then he set off for the ruins and the secret rebel base.
I had just killed my ex. I killed a friend. I'm about to kill the Emperor, become the Emperor myself. So far, so good. No, this could be worse.
The ruins were crawling with ravens. Probably looking for the secret base, Renato thought. But then he realized they're probably looking for me. They must be very scared of me. Well, here I am. You are the honest warrior ever, whispered the Iblistone. And he had to agree with it, for once. Who was as good as Renato? Was more and more extraordinary.
ones, I mean.
Little boy sword, dude. I don't know. Strange sword.
More fire? Yes, please.
Fire sword.
Urge the stone. Let me make you Emperor. Come to think of it, Renato thought as he put down another raven, why shouldn't I be Emperor? How did anybody get to be Emperor anyway? By making war. I mean, not counting the transcendent Emperor, obviously, who had banished the lost gods and started time. Yes, he should be Emperor. He would make a great Emperor. Right, Stone? Right, boss. Long stairs. So he was close to the rebel base. He was on fire. So far, so good. You know you could beat Renato at hot potato.
Damn it, it was stone to bring back to life or some shit. Damn it. I don't know, I just got hit so much. Didn't notice it, honestly.
Those flames really bring out your eyes.
Kill all the rebels. I swear to God, if that's how this ends.
Renato strode into the council. Let's do this thing. Let's make me Emperor. They looked confused and nervous. Ah, had he mentioned the Emperor thing? He meant to bring that up later. I mean, let's go win this rebellion. He waved his sword
I
around
mean, come on,
encouragingly.
guys.
They ran. Cowards.
Yeah, I fucking thought so. I just killed some of
He
them.
cut down a few to inspire the others.
Killed all of them,
There's
actually.
no one to cut down. Well then, he'd have to attack the fleet
This guy's
alone.
fucking crazy.
More for me, he said. Unless it was the stone that said it. Traitors. Traitors, all of them. They'd run rather than following him, rather than cheering him. What should he do to the cowards? Anything he wanted to.
After all, he was a true hero, the best warrior there ever was. No one could stop him now. But first, finish him. The Emperor, that is.
I mean, I guess like I said, it's like, oh, it's just gonna kill all of them.
Where was the rebel fleet? They weren't even trying an assault. They were going to miss a day in history. The downfall of this dynasty, and a new one to take its place. He didn't have to kill all the ravens. He could enslave
I just tapped.
and
I
enslave the
didn't know
toads
that.
too.
I have
All
all
the
this
animals
stuff.
would worship him as a god, for he had once been a god. They would willingly give him their blood and their souls. And the world would change, would become familiar
Tap right
again.
on the D-pad. Didn't know that until I just pressed it right now. Kill the Emperor. I feel like I'm playing Skyrim. I've been through here, but like,
Maybe I should follow my nose, thought Renato.
maybe there's either A, more things, or B, I don't know. Yeah, then yeah, never anything wrong with just checking. Was not magic. Once you try it, you're hooked.
Renato was glowing with dark power.
Jesus Christ.
Already the sun had dimmed. He could do anything, he realized. He could wrap the island safely in smoke again. He was beyond thought that the Iblis Stone had nothing to say about any of this. Well, no matter. Once he killed this petty Toad Emperor, he would bring back the Black Sun. Don't look down, he told himself. Don't look down.
Okay, let's go. Let's finish this arc in the Reynardo storyline.
Soon he'd confront the Emperor. Funny that this whole war had come about because the Emperor feared death. And now it was coming for him. There was some sort of lesson there, wasn't there?
Just want me to make an introduction.
He found the Emperor and the Council huddling by his ship, plotting. They saw him
Kurama
and
and the
cowered
shiny
before
sun.
him.
Back to hell, fiend.
Croaked the Emperor desperately.
In the name of the Transcendent Emperor!
Croaked the speaker. They held some arcane items he didn't recognize. He simply flexed his will and sucked their souls out of their bodies. And Iblis exulted. It is finished. And the void that had been a mere stone on a sword expanded. It stretched and ripped like a vast womb. And a gaze, black and pitiless as the sun, passed through the void into the land. And so time ended.
I swear to God, I have not had one good
just
ending.
like that, he was alive again, and back on the Farfarer, still fleeing burning Ubar. The book was still open before him. So
Dares become a
the
god.
book was a portal. It took you to the future, when your destinies would branch. He had failed and died 3 times, but he'd learned another true thing. The Iblis Stone was evil. It would try to corrupt anyone who used it.
There you go. So this is with the chick. Fuck, I forget her name. So such a confusing name though. Don't think twice. The thing is, this is 1 out of possible 6 for this story. Who embraces power, transcends the emperor, who dares to become a god.
But he was starting to feel like he was getting the hang of this. There was a way through to victory. He could feel it. He just had to keep running the path of Destinies. With that, the book fluttered back to the beginning, and he fell into it. The clouds parted over the Isles of Boreas. It was time to choose. The rebellion was in trouble.
This time,
Ravens
they're
were
just
scouting
stone
for the
again.
secret
I'm gonna go
rebel
for the
base.
core.
They needed a game changer. Pieces of the Sky Ripper had surfaced. Renato knew that using it could go catastrophically wrong. But he was sure he could figure out how to use it safely. Also, a temple had risen out of empty desert. The Iblis Stone was hidden there. It was a dangerous artifact. It could corrupt its user into a bloodthirsty monster. Maybe he could find a way to use it, to take its power without surrendering to its wickedness. And also, his old friend Lapino needed rescuing. Of course, Renato had a pretty strong suspicion that Lapino had betrayed the rebellion. But could Renato really leave an old friend to the Ravens? The island was windswept desert.
I'd already seen this one, so I'm just gonna skip through the story parts of it. Like until I do something new. That is.
Every child could sing verses about the Sky Ripper, but ancient codices held hints of other things. A stone that ate souls, a ruby that drank blood, a jewel only a righteous man could give away. Were all these things the Iblis Stone? Long hidden in a buried temple, another ancient item that was only resurfacing now, drawn up from the deeps by the Emperor's horrific rituals? There were a lot of shiny, smooth, curved with leather, buckles, and kind of smelled, you know what? Never mind. Yes, there was also ore and other useful stuff. let's focus on that, shall we? What was he doing here? Last time, the stone had fought him for possession of his own soul.
Maybe I could control the stone instead of it controlling me. By going to get the core of the stone river. Sky Ripper, I mean. Fucking there we go.
Here, cawing in frustration. They were still searching for a way in. Good. And he hadn't come too late. He was practically sure he'd find something useful in one of these things. You know what I hate about you guys? Everything. Is a very cool sword, thought Renata. No, seriously. He couldn't feel his paw anymore. Bernardo wondered idly if people who had built these poles had really, really long tentacles. Stay away from the other guy's sword, you know?
that's super useful.
There had to be some way to use the Iblis stone. It was old, wasn't it? People are so much cleverer now. And Renato was pretty sure he was cleverer than most people. The mysterious sword from the east made you so fast you could catch a fly with your chopsticks. If that's what you really wanted.
Damn. The Masamune.
This one contained nothing but unmatched gloves. And something more useful. Ravens at least could not get past this point. Obviously, the temple builders knew how to deal with tomb raiders. Renato wondered if it wasn't cheaper to build bridges and stairs. It was a stone of the purest blackness. It reflected no light, like a void made solid. Nervous, he picked it up. I can taste blood. It was the stone, eager, thirsty. Kill the Emperor's daughter. That seemed tempting and terribly wrong. Zenobia was the Emperor's greatest general and a potent witch. But they had been close once, and he had a sneaking suspicion the gem would try to control him. Why not capture the core of Sky Ripper instead? It was the eye of a lost god, torn out by the transcendent Emperor to power his greatest weapon. "What's the core?" said the stone anxiously. But even though Renato knew how evil the gem was, he had a clever plan for dealing with it.
What? Yeah, I thought of a clever way to it's evil.
The gem could give great power, but it was evil. But Renato had a plan. He would divide the stone into the power half and the evil half. He sought out the sage Calaveras.
Oh, you need a mirror of splitting.
croaked Calaveras.
I can make one.
Calaveras set up various shiny things. And soon Renato was setting the stone down in the middle of Calaveras' lab. There was a flash, and now Renato was looking at himself.
Evil.
One light.
What about
and
evil
one
Renato?
dark.
What happens to him?
Renato took the light one. He felt a rush of great power. Now I could defeat the Emperor. Wait a minute. Unfortunately, he couldn't think of any way to use it without hurting someone. That wouldn't be nice. Give me that, said his evil-looking twin. And he drew his sword. He only got it halfway out of the scabbard when he fainted from the effort. Obviously, neither weak, evil Renato nor powerful, nice Renato.
Wow. Thank you. Well,
Every
you did tell
child
me.
could sing verses about the Sky Ripper, but ancient codices held hints of other things. A stone that ate souls, a ruby that drank blood, a jewel only a righteous man could give away.
You did
Were
tell
all
me
these
that,
things the
that
Iblis
you-
stone?
The Sky Ripper.
Long hidden in the buried temple. Another ancient item that was only resurfacing now. Drawn up from the deeps by the Emperor's horrific rituals. That's my order, thought Renato. He was such a wit.
Let's see, 1 and 100. Oh, no, I need 100 to update. Either one.
What was he doing here? Last time, the stone had fought him for possession of his own soul.
I need help.
The ravens were already here, cawing in frustration. They were still searching for a way in. Good. Then he hadn't come too late.
Damn it!
But there were still so many games to play, Renato thought as he died.
At least it gave me half health. It's more than I had when I got here.
Renato felt ready to become faster, stronger, bolder. If only he could figure out which.
I'm gonna go the normal way. What would have gone the other ways?
what was really fun was hooking yourself onto a moving ship.
I'm sure.
There had to be some way to use the Iblis stone. What?
Let me see, guys.
Cleverer now. And Renato
Hey,
was pretty sure he
I'm just
was
here
cleverer
playing
than
this
most.
surprisingly amazing game.
Surprisingly amazing.
Is that
Yeah.
before?
Dude, I saw a cat and I was like, dude, this game is amazing.
It was a fox.
It was a fox, it looked like a
Yeah.
cat.
You know what? I understand the confusion.
I saw it for like a second.
This game is so amazing.
Why?
Like, it's not like a normal, like, it's a very short game, but the fact is that it's a game that requires you to replay it over and over again to get different endings.
What do you mean, how short?
Like, the game itself has 5 chapters, but the game is like, the chapters you get are based on the choices you make between the chapters.
If they didn't want their
Okay.
things broken,
It's like there's 23
to make
endings,
them stronger.
and
Like,
you
how long are
got,
we talking about?
like, I honestly don't know, because you gotta go, it's like 23 endings in total, but I don't know what that would entail, you know what I'm saying?
Did you beat the chapters? Did you beat the whole thing?
Yeah, it's only 5 chapters, and it's pretty short.
Wait, how long are we talking about?
Like, I don't know, like maybe half an hour at most.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah, but it's a game that requires you to play it multiple times.
I never get tired of doing that.
And I technically
Like,
still haven't finished
so-
the game.
So it's like Stanley Parable.
Essentially, yeah. It's basically that, yeah.
The invisible ink, was it good?
Very difficult. It was good, but it was pretty difficult.
Not if there's a breeze.
Wait, what, you beat it too?
No, I didn't beat it. That game is like, that game is made for you to die multiple times.
Yeah. I remember seeing it on Steam,
The Ravens
thinking about buying
did
it.
not get past this.
going like, nope.
No, you don't have to.
Temple builders knew how to deal with tomb raiders.
I mean, like Jonathan when he bought Ground Zeroes and then it went free like a couple weeks later.
Hmm.
No skateboarding, the sign said. It was a stone of the purest blackness. It reflected no light, like a void made solid.
You're right. I'm always eating.
It was
Exactly.
the stone, eager, thirsty. Kill the Emperor's daughter. That seemed tempting and terribly wrong. Zenobia was the Emperor's greatest general and a potent witch. But they had been close once, and he had a sneaking suspicion the gem would try to control him. Why not capture the core of Sky Ripper instead? It was the eye of a lost god, torn out by the transcendent Emperor to power his greatest weapon. It's the core, said the stone anxiously. But even though Renato knew how evil the gem was, he had a clever plan for dealing with it. The stone bothered him. He hated being told what to do.
Wasn't that why he joined the rebellion? Wasn't that why he'd refused to be a soldier? He'd agreed to come on board only if he could freelance. The stone felt a bit clingy, and he had a feeling it did not have his best interests at heart. The sage Calaveras had told him where to find the Sky Ripper, a weapon capable of challenging the gods. Even without its armature, the core would still possess great power. He would go there.
Okay. Hello.
Hello.
How's life?
The moment he landed the Farfarer, Renato had a
How's
rare
yours?
feeling of regret. It's not too late, he thought. He could turn around
Hello?
himself as an
Hello.
Oga's Island. He frowned.
How's yours? Fine.
Wait a minute.
It's better now that I'm
He
basically
wanted
done.
to kill Zenobia, did he?
Oof, so it's
Sure,
better.
technically she was
That
the
good.
enemy, but they'd been at sword food school together. They'd never been lovers, but
Ah,
somehow they'd
better
been closer.
is better than
She
fine.
told him every
No, no,
secret about
it's the same,
herself,
it's the same.
except the biggest one.
Nah.
It's just like,
man,
hey,
nah.
how's life? It's fine. How's life? Better. See? It's not even fine.
Whispered the stone. Before it's too late.
Okay. So I was playing Dishonored earlier, and I was getting pretty hype. Entonces, like, found out who the crown killer is. You know, she was happening, and then the power went out, and it ruined all motivation I had.
The hype
And
is
the PS4,
gone.
like, the PS4 wouldn't turn back on, and when it did, it beeped. It was making these beeping noises, so I turned it off, and it never turned on again, so I just left. I was like, fuck
PS4 has
you.
problems, man.
Yeah, now I came back, and I turned it on, and it started beeping, because, like, if you touch it in any place, it's weird. It's very sensitive. Don't touch it in certain places, because if you do it, it'll beep. And when it starts beeping, it'll start ejecting the disc. So instead of pressing turn off, because I know if I press turn off, it wasn't gonna turn back on. I just pressed restart, and it worked. So, I want to buy that PS4 Pro, whatever, just so I don't have to deal with this bullshit. Ugh.
I mean, you
Wanna
got
go
the money
cheaper.
for it.
If I got the money for it.
That good.
I just don't want to buy another 500 gigabyte PS4.
Isn't it terabyte though, the PS4 Pro?
Yeah, no, but I mean like another normal PS4.
It had arcane power. And engraved.
Like yo vi like para comprar, you know, extra hard drive space for the PS4, but it's too complicated, dude. You gotta buy, like they made one. They made this at the basically an adapter you put on top of the PS4, and it looks really cool. And like it fits. It's made for the PS4. But then you gotta buy the hard drive side. It's like a bunch of shit.
It's too much work.
And then you gotta install it, so you gotta take it apart and put it. So it's like, oh. And the thing is like, it's like $70 for the thing. You either put hard drive side, te cuesta adicional, so it's like, fuck that. I'll just keep deleting and reinstalling my stuff.
Yeah. It's worked so well. It's worked well
There
so far.
was something sour in the air.
Though
Like the earth
2
had
terabytes
ruptured
would be
over
nice.
something that had been fermenting for a very long time.
Because that's the capacity that the adapter has, 2 terabytes, I think.
That's nice.
Firewalls only let you through if they think you're hot enough.
Ah. Ugh. ¿Viste la foto que te mandé?
I
You
did.
almost never saw wild gogglers together like this.
Dude, there was like 10 guys in that fucking dumpster.
I
dumpster.
couldn't count them because I don't think it was like I was looking on my
like-
phone, so I couldn't really
That
count
meant
them.
ravens were up ahead.
Like, I don't know if I took if the picture was good enough. Is it like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? I don't know. Cause they were piling up on each other and it was getting uncomfortable. It was getting in that dumpster. Like, I would keep knocking them out. I would just bring them to the same place. I'm like, why not? Nobody's gonna find them here. Te escuchaba like the loudest snoring noises coming from the dumpster.
dude, like the blood flies, they go for a corpse. It looks kind of scary.
Had that door
It's
been
like the
opened
rats,
before?
or worse. I don't know how it looks.
No,
Like,
like the rats tear it apart. The blood flies swarm the corpse and start injecting it. Like, they start moving the corpse around. Como they don't stay in place. They're like, hay tanta dando a la vez, because the corpse starts moving all over the room. Because they're all hitting it at once.
The stone
And then like, yeah, and it takes like a couple of seconds for like the eggs to hatch or whatever. It, like, their chest bursts and like more blood flies come out of them. It's basically face huggers with corpses.
Don't be ridiculous. It chuckled. But it's unstable. It will poison you if someone just carry it. And if you try to use it.
Point is, I wouldn't like to get killed by blood flies.
You know what? That makes.
Renato did not
But
trust
I don't think I don't find them as dangerous as the
went
rats
onwards.
though. Like maybe like in huge swarms, but I can honestly just run up to them, swing my sword over a couple of times, destroy their nests with like sin miedo. Yeah. I mean, look at some nest that está super alto and I can't reach it. I need to shoot it down. Ugh.
I think it's interesting that they decided to go for rats again.
Yeah?
It's interesting that they didn't decide to go for rats again.
Oh, different island, you know, different environment.
Yeah, I guess.
This was somewhat more tropical, you know. So you got flies, and there kind of is a plague. No, man. It's more like an infection, like the blood flies. No, not really a plague per se, but it fucks you up. Like if untreated, it fucks you up. Like I haven't seen it in the game. Like I'm pretty sure you see it at one point, but if you can read about it. Okay, like the blood flies. I think they infect people. I got in one stage of their life. At el punto they create this symbiosis with their hosts. Like no sé, it's weird. And like what it does to the humans, it makes them protective of their nests. So like the humans will become like part of them. Like they will try to protect their nests from all like danger and shit. it's weird.
Darkest fears, hadn't it? He had a sudden impulse to do exactly that.
Sounds weird.
He raised his right fist and plunged it into the core. There was a rush of light. He thought he could hear the stone screaming.
Wait.
He passed
Okay,
out.
habla.
When Renato came to, the core was gone. But the Ibla stone was no longer black, but glowing with a blue light.
Give 10 minutes of talking.
I can't hear you, he sang out. And you didn't answer. Ha, he said. He had defeated the demonic gem with the power of his mind. He felt invincible. It was time to attack the Imperial outpost on the Nexus. Take the battle to the enemy. But among the huge crystals, there was also an observatory. A wise man would probably ask the scientists exactly what he had first. How wise was he? As the Farfarer made its way toward the Nexus, Renato watched sparks fly out of the core. The Ibla stone sucked them in hungrily. You'd think the stone would want this kind of power, wouldn't it? Thought Renato. Well, the scientists would explain it all. This time, Renato was sure he'd figured out how to use the core safely.
Stop.
Okay.
That is annoying.
Why is it annoying?
Because it's like hearing... Have you ever heard nails on a chalkboard?
He'd trusted his gut, and it had worked.
Yeah.
Well, that's exactly what it
That's what
sounds
meant to be a
like.
hero, to ignore the naysayers and do
Stop.
what you knew was right, and have it turn out to be the right thing.
You're so mean.
Now he wasn't worried.
I'm too
Once
honest.
he got to the observatory, the scientist toads could explain it. Then he could carry the war into the enemy's camp and destroy them all. Oh dear, he was getting a little bloodthirsty, wasn't he? What did you do if one of these platforms stalled?
I stop.
That's fine.
Did you know you can rob the black markets?
How?
Well, first you gotta find a way to break in.
Oh, well, then that seems obvious.
Like... I didn't know. When I found out, I was like,
That just makes things way easier.
I was like, I'm definitely robbing the next one.
Yeah, like it just seems a million times easier.
Oh,
Why would you ever...
blood flaws? What?
Why would you ever buy shit at that point?
I mean, as long as you don't kill the guy, I guess.
Oh, yeah, but
fine.
like... Damn, dude, but you're taking away his livelihood, though.
Magical jewel.
Okay?
You're taking away his livelihood.
But you're leaving him with his life.
Never felt better in his
Livelihood, though.
Normally, a battle would wear him down, and
He's got his life.
now
livelihood.
he could go all night,
Shut up.
all day. He felt like people were cheering him on, and he could practically hear their applause as he slew one raven after another.
My God. Enough.
Sweet. You could use this material to craft a spork. Or a sword. The Iblis Stone and the Sky Ripper Core. Two artifacts from the time of legend. Renato was becoming a legendary hero, wasn't he? He had enough power to save the rebellion, but he had to understand this power, so he would not misuse it.
Oh my God, these
Energy
idiots.
steal. Easy to dodge, but
What do they do now?
they sting if you didn't pay attention.
Like, I'm in an apartment that's like blood fly infested. And like, I'm reading like what happened, or, like some notes.
Yeah.
The motherfuckers were they were trying to like reach the outsider and like go into the void. So like they would strangle each other. They
What?
strangled one, like it was a group. They strangled the woman, and they then like left her like that for 2 minutes, and then revived her. And supposedly she described the void. And they like decided that they needed less gentle methods to meet the if they wanted to meet the outsider for real. So they induced blood fly fever voluntarily.
I
into their
mean...
bodies, because they figured that's how they would reach the void.
Yeah. I mean... If you're gonna go, you might as well go all the way, right?
So, like, they didn't die though. The
What?
dude is talking about how, as he faded in and out of conscious, like ocean waves pounded above him, that he saw silhouettes in the distance and shimmering black rocks, a timeless passing. Anyways, like he said that he died because like he wanted to like see that again. I imagine that's why he died, because he says like he had to get back there as soon as possible, as soon as his wound had healed. So I imagine that they kept hurting themselves until eventually they fucking died.
Yeah. Makes total sense. I mean, no it doesn't, but yeah.
Like usually every time you find an outsider shrine, it's because some fuckers died because they could feel power coming from the whale bones or some bullshit.
I mean, that is what the runes are made of.
But the core
Yeah,
is
yeah.
not an unlimited
Like
energy
supposedly,
source.
like they all were like, oh, I feel power. Oh, I
Another
love my whale bones.
There's a feedback
I love my
loop,
carving.
which could overload the stone. The stone doesn't actually feed on souls.
Claim the third.
But on pain of killing another sentient being. If you can truly be at peace with yourself, it would not overload.
This was all very confusing. At peace.
Oh,
Yes, the mountains
there's
were
another
peaceful
floor.
and quiet, but he now had the power to turn the tides. He should report to the Rebellion Council and prepare for the decisive battle.
I'm outside. Where am I? Wait, did I just get past? Ooh. Wait, what? Cabrón, ¿dónde estoy?
Damn.
Ah, yeah, I'm back like I'm in the bottom.
Renato couldn't make sense of anything the
Fucking
Toad
walls
said.
of light.
Listening to them argue made him
The
restless.
best.
The Iblis Stone had made him a power in his own
You're so
right.
stupid.
The core had kicked the Iblis Stone out of his head by filling it with more power than it could eat. It was time to meet the leadership of the rebellion. It was time to go to the ruins.
Like when
where
people
they had
see
hidden their
me
secret
with a
base.
fucking mask and they go like, oh. You trying to hide something?
Yeah, right? Like, what?
They see me carrying a sword or a gun and wearing this mask looking all sketchy and shit and they go like, eh, you trying to hide your face or something? Is there a masquerade ball nearby?
Like, bruh.
It's like, totally. Because people just really don't care.
I guess.
Tough times, nobody
He was
cares.
ready.
Nobody
Anything
cares
the
about
Ravens
this
Tough
random
times are little.
dude. You're a
Sword
fucking
felt
rat.
ready too. It seemed to
No, like
know
even
what
the
he
loading
wanted
screen
most.
says it, like on tip. It's like nobody, they're not gonna do anything to you unless you attack someone. So, like civilians, I mean.
That makes total sense.
I mean, I guess.
I mean, to the point of like that they're not even afraid of you. They're just like, oh,
Renato
look at that.
checked for a false compartment.
Like some of them will go like, go away.
Okay, well then that's fine. I'll accept it.
So far, I've done every mission sin matar a nadie y without being detected.
Right, and now you gotta do the last mission by killing everyone.
Yep. You still got the good ending if you do that. At least in the first game you did.
Exactly.
Huh?
Exactly. I don't know if you do there,
He missed
but you
her.
know.
¿Qué pasó?
Hypatia, the kid's mother. Renato had never thought he'd date a librarian.
¿Y por qué viene
He
a mí
always
así?
figured himself putting a barmaid type.
A mí, si hacemos el camino, toco la
He never
guitarra y se
figured
va
the
cogiendo.
library of Ubar would have comic books.
¿Qué?
That Hypatia
Toma,
would know
ven
anything
acá.
about.
No seas pendeja.
He missed her.
Ah. Toca la guitarra y se facilita y se va cogiendo. No, no te dejas ver. Like, mom comes screaming because the cat is bothering her, and she like, I hear her, I think something happened, algo así, because the fucking cat is bothering her. Really, mom?
Or appeal. He just wanted to fight.
This was almost fun. Pain of killing another sentient being?
What was that dude talking about? A very clever engineer named Elon Muskrat got his start making floating platforms. Not many people knew that.
Did you ever finish what it wanted?
Never
Did you
even
ever
started
start
one.
it?
No, well, I did, but I just watched the beginning again. So, no,
Basically.
I did not start it. Like, in my mind, I did not start it.
You basically did not.
Nah, man, I told you I had to take a break from Witcher.
Yeah, right. Forgot about that.
I need that leave of absence. Alright, come on. I can reach that. Come on. There you go. Gotta get that perfect angle when you aim that blink. Okay, it turns into you know the arrows. So you can climb up there. Yep.
So much.
Dude, blink saves lives. Blink is amazing though.
Blink saves lives, dude. You gotta do that no powers run through though.
Stay Richo. You do realize if you do the no powers run, you can't get like all the runes and shit.
Yeah, I know. But then what would be the fucking point of the runes? You have no powers.
Oh wait, I meant the bone sharps. No, but you can use the runes to like upgrade your health and shit. It's not just the powers.
Nah, man. Nah, fam. You gotta do that flawless. Never be seen. That means you don't need those health upgrades.
Dude, you know how hard like God on blink saves
To
lives.
the rebel base. Nothing was on fire. So far, so good.
You know, like blink is probably my favorite power.
Oh yeah, no. Blink is always like the best power in the game.
Especially like I upgraded the distance. It's so good, man. Yeah, I'm not gonna upgrade the like stopping, like you know, stopping time when you use it.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, okay, so well, you know, second playthrough, I'm gonna go like super violent, speed run through everything, murdering everyone.
No powers.
As
though.
Emily. No, with powers as Emily, because I want a domino effect. You know, I want that domino, like those the five group of guys. You know, that one group of 5 guys, slice one of their throats and have them all get their throat sliced. Cause that sounds badass. Or like, yeah, like you knock out one, they all get knocked out. You like one walks into the wall of light, gets disintegrated. They all get disintegrated. That's pretty cool. The possibilities.
He slew and slew across the ruins and into the labyrinth that hid the secret rebel base. He was surprised not to see any defenders or even any of the council toads. When he reached the council chambers, there were still no toads, only filthy ravens.
Oh.
Stop him! He's gone mad! One raven shouted until he had hacked them all down. There was not a single toad anywhere. No doubt they'd all been taken prisoner, so it was up to him to take revenge upon the Imperial fleet. But where had they taken the council? It couldn't be good that the Empire had not only found the secret rebel base, killed or captured everyone there. No matter. He was on a roll. He headed full speed towards the Imperial fleet. He would be the fox who took down 100 warships.
Dude,
he charged.
Alexi Mayhew.
I don't know who that is.
Remember Alexi in the beginning? You're like, she's gonna get fucked, and then she did get fucked.
And then she did get fucked, yeah.
Yeah. But when Emily was 14, like, she was in the carriage, and like they came under attack by these people called the Regenters. Like they wanted to restore the authoritarianism of the Lord Regent.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, like Alexi was one of her friends. At punto A, they threw a grenade. They even threw grenades at the carriage. Alexi grabbed the grenade and threw it back, and saved her. And like when the man like got dropped and shit, Emily went out and yanked a freaking chain, I think, and beat one of the men with it.
I'm glad that she did end up getting fucked.
That could be useful.
Why?
Because then my theory of she's gonna get fucked would be completely wrong.
Oh my god. A reflection of my journey to the Pandesian continent.
Oh,
Chapter 14.
This. I swear to God.
I actually read. There's like a whole continent que no aparece no mapa. You know, it's just the Isles, but there's like a whole fucking continent that they like it's uninhabited by humans.
Say hi to gravity for me.
It's called Pandesia.
Hey, bueno. Is that called Pandaria?
No, it's Pandesia.
No, yeah, Pandaria though.
I think it resembles Pangea more, but okay. Oh god, a black bone charm.
Boo, that's corrupted though.
No, no, the corrupted ones actually say corrupted.
Okay.
Wait, do they?
I don't know. That's why I'm
What
just
is it?
pointing out.
Yeah, the corrupted ones actually do say corrupted. Yep. And they're red.
Okay, boy.
When taking damage, your mana is drained before your health. But your mana doesn't regenerate. That sounds. Why would I use that?
Because it's
See, that's
black.
Your movement speed. You take significantly less damage, but your movement speed is reduced. I don't even get it twice. I don't need that shit. Because
I know you do,
my
though.
maximum mana is increased.
But your overall health is decreased.
No, it's just maximum mana.
No, I'm telling you my own rune that I would make if I were in that game.
I haven't gotten that craft bone charms thing yet. Because
I
I'm
don't
saving before stop time.
I'm like, I don't know what it would do anyway. Like, I don't know how that system
Yeah.
works, so.
I don't really care about bone charms. But I think I already got enough runes. Yeah, I got 12 runes, man.
As he slew
But
his
stop
way
time,
across
it's
the fleet,
11.
Renato thought he'd hear a small
Ya mismo lo
voice
compro.
whispering in his ear.
It's so fucking
Like,
expensive.
it's 5 for bend time, he's 6 if you want to stop time.
Thought, can I be alone in my own head? Look at the stone. I'm busy, he told the voice. Talk
It's
later.
fine though. Like,
It'll be
I've collected
2
every
minutes, cried the
bone
voice.
charm and
Don't be so
rune so
bloody
far.
thick. Piss off.
They're actually not that hard to
The voice
miss.
Kept up his slaying.
Oh yeah, no, just
No,
use the
why
heart.
fuck?
Good thing
Yeah,
Renato
why the
didn't
fuck
have
are there
vertigo.
rats everywhere? Christ. These people live with rats. What's wrong with these people, man?
Let them do what they want, man.
La gente está comiendo con rats al lado como si nada.
Don't you?
Wait, what is this? Look, I don't remember at the beginning, like first mission, with the Tawagi. Okay, like the bitch asks to find you to find a body. This random bitch.
Yeah.
That took me so long, dude.
Why?
Soon he confronted the
Porque I had to stop the shit out of everything.
This time,
It took me so
he made
long.
an end of it. He'd screwed up last time.
Porque después para return the body I place, si me veían los civilians, like I would get detected. And they would like if they see me carrying a body, they freak the fuck out.
You know what? That seems like something people would do.
Wait. These bitches are talking about jewels and an apartment and shit.
Like that dressing in Final Fantasy 15.
Renato cut down his
Wait, I think I just did I?
Salted Toad cowered fearfully.
Did I just get past the
He
wall
sought
of
to
light?
evade
I don't
death,
know,
and
man.
evade death come to him faster.
Wait, I
Renato
don't think I
savored
did.
the
I
moment.
don't.
And then,
Oh,
too quick,
okay, no, never mind. Okay, I need to get inside this place, and the wall of light
Stood
covers
over
the
the dead
entrance. Okay.
Death to tyranny! He shouted. Go, House, go!
Are you whistling?
Zenobia
No.
stepped out of the shadows.
Okay, it's the
You
game
have
then.
to stop. She said. You've killed everyone.
I was like, damn, murder that whistling. Sounds
You're
so.
rebels. You murdered the whole rebel council. What? And the Ravens killed the
Who the
council.
fuck?
Yeah, big idiot.
Oh
You know
shit!
who this
Really?
is? Shouted Lapino, who was with her for some reason. Look at the
What did
¿Qué
you do?
cojones, mano?
said Zenobia. It
Fucking
was
howlers
black
are
as
ambushing
night.
me.
Blacker. But I fed it the core,
Bullshit.
said Renato. It was glowing.
Like, there's a room, I went for it, and a bunch of guys came up from behind the valleys.
Zenobia conjured her best.
Ugh.
And Lapino hopped around like a mad. rabbit, but he killed them both easily. I am unstoppable. He orated at the blood-soaked.
Eso me recuerda en el DLC, en the Knife of Dunwall. You're gonna meet this girl, and she's like a gang, some dude from a gang, like a couple dudes I think. Like they have her, they're like, oh yeah, like what are you doing here all alone? No, you look like one of those, like I think I know what you're doing here. You're one of those like noble little princesses that ran away from home because daddy would like, I go see for dijo. She's like, I'm waiting for Dowd. He's like, Dowd, like the assassin? She's like, yeah. I'm like, oh yeah, and I'm like, you know, they don't believe her. And then when like you show up, if they see you, he goes like, oh my god, Dowd, I swear I didn't touch her. Fucking howlers! I helped your bitch in the first fucking mission. We're supposed to be bros, man.
He'd have to explore choices he'd never made before he could figure it all out, though. And with that, the book's pages fluttered to the beginning once again, and he fell. The clouds parted over the Isles of Boreas. It was
we can play
time
now
to
if you want.
choose. The rebellion
Peter,
was in
now
trouble.
busy.
Raven was standing for the secret rebel base.
Well, did you finish the
They
game?
needed a game changer.
Technically, yeah.
Pieces of the Sky Ripper had surfaced. Bernardo knew that using it could go catastrophically wrong, but he was sure he could figure out how to use it
I
safely.
need a.
Also, a temple had risen out of empty desert. The Iblis stone was hidden there. It was a dangerous artifact. It could corrupt its user into a bloodthirsty monster. Maybe he could find a way to
give me a sec.
to take its power
Or two,
without surrendering
or three.
to its wickedness.
Couple of minutes.
And also, his old friend Lapino needed rescuing. Of course.
I gotta find these motherfuckers that are hiding,
Suspicion that Lapino had betrayed
so I can
the
grab that
rebellion.
ruin. Oh, I see him. I
Could
see him.
Renato really leave an old friend to the Ravens?
Oh fuck, there's two of them.
Ah, Lapino.
You know how